What's going on there, everyone? Well, more bad news when it comes to free speech and all that and censorship. Going through, looking around, and an article popped up. Google's sister company using SPLC data to develop comment moderation engine. Oh, Jesus. This is not good. Anybody who knows the SPLC knows that this organization it's a political organization now. It's not. It was intended to be something good. But most things that are intended to be something good end up becoming exactly what they claim to be against. But let's read through the story real quick, and then we'll jump into why this shouldn't happen with the SPLC, period, because, like I said. Alright, Jigsaw, the Alphabet subsidiary that began as Google Ideas think tank, has been utilizing the SPLC datasets in the development of their prospective API. A comment moderation engine. Documents shared with the Daily Caller indicate that is not good. This is funny. 3 sets of comments from Breitbart. Not that bad. They're a little hyperbolic sometimes, but generally they're a good organization. The Daily Stormer and Stormfront. Yeah. Way to put Breitbart in with the Daily Stormer and Stormfront. Were provided to Jigsaw by the SPLC and have identified both in internal company memos and code for the API. The latter two are neo-Nazi websites, the Daily Stormer and Stormfront. I've never been to those websites. I don't intend on going to those websites, but to lump in Breitbart with the Daily Stormer and Stormfront, you're already showing your agenda. You jackasses. Come on. People are going to see right through that. You really screwed up with that right there. But I digress. These datasets were provided in raw form to Jigsaw, meaning that the embattled Montgomery nonprofit is assisting the development of a Google comment moderation product intended to be applied across a wide swath of media. It also represents confirmation that the SPLC has been scrapping wholesale content on far-right websites. Okay. Ay. So this is bad. This is very bad. I mean, this one line is what makes it so bad. Google comment moderation product intended to be applied across a wide swath of media. That's not good. That's not good. They're changing. They're going to change the narrative to where everything the right says is hate speech. That's what this is going to do. The Perspective API is part of the conservation AI research effort that aims to help increase empathy, participation, and quality in online conversation at scale, according to its GitHub description. It was originally known as the Respect Engine within the company. This new moderation product scores comments based on toxicity, meaning a comment containing expressive language or ad hominem attacks would get a higher score than reasonable disagreement. That score can be used to either approve, block, or otherwise rank a comment. You know what they're gonna do. These snowflake ass liberals are gonna target any single conservative point of view or conversation and flag it, and they're gonna mark it down so where conservatives are not gonna be able to have an opinion online. That's what this is gonna do. Anyone with eyes can see this. Ugh. Among the partners working to apply the Perspective API are the New York Times, Wikimedia Foundation, The Economist, and The Guardian, which are all generally fairly left-leaning. That checks out. By making its archive of moderated comments available to Jigsaw, the Times hopes to provide a unique foundation for the creation of machine learning modules that can assess fresh comments in real time, reads the 2016 statement from the New York Times in which they announced the collaboration. But for companies not directly working with Jigsaw, they have to get their data elsewhere. For far-right websites, or just right-wing websites, period, because Breitbart is not a far-right website, but they lumped it in there with some neo-Nazi websites, just for some flavor. Freaking ridiculous. Ugh. It appears that they obtained some of the data from the Southern Poverty Law Center. Good job. The CEO of Jigsaw is Jared Cohen, an adjunct fellow at the Council for Foreign Relations who worked in the State Department during the Bush and Obama administrations for Condoleezza Rice and Hillary Clinton. Cohen, who claims to speak Swahili, was implicated in fomenting regime changes across the Arab world in the Stratfor leaks released by WikiLeaks. In Cohen's CFR bio, he boasts that his book, co-authored with Eric Schmidt, The Digital Disruption, Connectivity, and Diffusion of Power, appeared in Foreign Affairs just a few months before the Arab Spring. Jigsaw is an alphabet company that builds technology to make the world safer as part of our work. We collaborate with organizations such as news organizations, nonprofits, and academic institutions to share knowledge and test the usability of our technology, a spokesperson for Jigsaw told the Daily Caller. They declined to answer a follow-up question about whether the SPLC was one of those nonprofits they collaborated with. They're not going to want to answer that because everyone who is any bit knowledgeable knows the SPLC is it's a hate place. It's a hate company. I mean, come on, their founder was just terminated because he was a racist. That's what happens. I'm just gonna add a little bit more about the SPLC and why this company should not be allowed to put any input on monitoring speech at all. The Southern Poverty Law Center was founded by two left-wing lawyers in Alabama in 1971. Initially conceived as a public interest law firm specializing in civil rights, it is a non-profit organization relying on donations to fund its operations. In 1979, the organization went through massive expansions. Whereas previously, the SPLC was designed to primarily fight the KKK in the South, by 1979, its mission had drastically expanded to promote tolerance generally. That sounds real nice. On the face of it, SPLC's mission could likely be supported by anyone. Yet, when one analyzes how the SPLC has monopolized the conversation on bigotry and hatred in the United States, when one sees how one-sided the SPL leadership is, and how radical they have become over the years, when one realizes that the SPLC is viewed disturbingly as an authoritative, that's hard to say, source by federal law enforcement officials for identifying hate groups, one begins to see the real problem. That's very true. Since at least the year 2000, the FBI and several leading news organizations have taken the SPLC's designation of hate groups at face value. Yet it has been systematically proven that over the years, the SPLC has abused its special relationship with federal law enforcement as well as media in order to wage political warfare against mainstream conservative groups. The American Enterprise Institute, the conservative writer Charles Murray, and several other non-radical groups on the right have been smeared by the SPLC as being white supremacist hate groups. The SPLC has also placed conservative writer Pamela Geller, a Muslim women's rights activist, Ahan Ali, I'm not going to try to say her middle name because I'll destroy it, both of whom were the subjects of vicious hate crimes perpetrated by Islamic fundamentalists. They're on the group of hate groups. Yeah. They're trying to say Gavin McInnes is a white national and this, that, and the other. They've completely smeared him so bad that the mainstream media thinks he's evil, this, that, and the other. And the guy's not. He's a satirist. He's funny. He's simply just a funny guy. It doesn't make any sense. Over the years, a litany of pro-life groups have been labeled as hate groups by the SPLC. They have also gone after Christian groups who oppose gay marriage and the overall LGBTQ educational agenda. The SPLC has prompted the media to publicly flag the Center for Immigration Studies, a mainstream conservative think tank dedicated to studying and disseminating information to the public on illegal immigration as a hate group. The reason is simple. The SPLC has long supported illegal immigration and defended the purported constitutional rights of illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants have no constitutional rights. If you are not an American citizen, you have no rights under America's Constitution. Come on, people. But I'm going to put a link to this page that I'm reading from right now into this if y'all want to take a look at it. It's from Sebastian Gorka. I don't know how y'all feel about him. I particularly like the guy. I think he's very smart. He's really a brilliant guy. But yeah, as you can see, anybody using the SPLC, any of their information to vet anything is going to be one-sided and extraordinarily biased against conservatives. And this is what Google is doing, because Google thinks it's a good idea. More silencing of conservatives is coming, and it's going to be way worse. It's going to get way worse before it gets any better. Everybody should be standing up in arms over this. Liberals should be standing up in arms over this. Leftists should be standing up in arms over this. This is tyrannical. Google is so big that they control almost everything online. It's insane. It's really kind of scary. But I'd like to know what y'all think. I think this is an absolutely batshit crazy idea. It's good. This is fundamentally gonna just ruin the internet. They're taking something that was amazing, where everybody could talk, get their opinion out without sugarcoating how they feel. Now everyone's on pins and needles. Good job. Good job, big tech. Good job. But you're not going to shut us up that easy. Not going to shut us up that easy. But like I said, I would love to hear y'all's comments on the matter. What do y'all think? Is it getting out of hand? Is this just par for the course? What do y'all think? But as always, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.